Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you to please remain upstanding for our prayer and song this evening. But I should like to dedicate our prayer to Mr. Baiken Iyer, who was one of our most senior old boys, who sadly passed away at a very ripe old age, I have to say, at the end of last week, and whose funeral was yesterday. He was one of the most honourable people I've ever met. He was the driving force behind the growth and development of the John Martin Memorial Trust School. He had been a member of the board of Welham Girls and a great supporter, of course, of the Doon School, not only as a boy, but also as a man. So sadly, he's passed off this mortal coil, as the bard said, and we remember him in our prayers today, and I dedicate this prayer to his memory. Our school captain for 2013, the school captain of the batch who are leaving us shortly, Siddharth Sethi, to address us. Siddharth.
Goodbye is hard.
Siddharth cut his speechifying teeth here in this very spot last year, and then had the terrifying prospect of founders of an audience which contained some of the most powerful people in the world. And then having got over that, then heard that he had to welcome Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall and another stellar cur. So it was quite a year for him in terms of pressure in the public domain. So thank you very much for those words, Siddharth. And now a chance for School Captain 2014, Ishan Sandhu, to cut his teeth. We look forward to hearing what he has to say.
You only need the light when it's burning low. You only miss the sun when it starts to snow. You only know you love Chand Bagh when you let it go. But do let it go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Manmohan Ghai, the Headmaster, respected teachers, fellow DOSCOs, and the very exceptional batch of 2014. I remember sitting on these very steps of the Rose Bowl at the prize-giving ceremony of 2012. And as the orchestra began to play Auld Lang Syne, it was time to say goodbye. Tears welled up in my eyes as I watched the batch of 2012 shake hands with the headmaster and leave the Rose Bowl. I was particularly close to that batch as my brother was in that batch. However, I was not saying goodbye to a brother. I was bidding farewell to a batch of brothers. And it was then that I realized the true importance of brotherhood and the unique spirit, the bond of a DOSCO. Now, as we bid farewell to the batch of 2014, I recall my years as a fellow DOSCO and realize that we make these 70 acres a world in itself. It's a place where inter-house matches are more fiercely contested than the Manchester Derby. A place where house spirit way exceeds the spirit one has for his nation. A place where we do not make friends, we make brothers, brothers for life. It's a place that makes many of us come back from faraway corners of the world. A place that gives us memories. Memories that one will not only cherish for life, but memories from one which will learn. It might be very easy for some of us to say, don't be saddened by the fact that you're leaving. Be happy that you were here. Or any one of those cliched lines. But that is not the case at Doon. This place is not just a school for us. It is much more than that. It's a place that brings out a true person in us. It's a place that teaches us the hard way of life is the right way of life. It's a place that reminds us to try. Because whenever you fall, there will always be someone out there who will help you to rise. It's a place where we do not live 6 years of a life. We live a life of 6 years. Whenever I think of the batch of 2014, the one thing that strikes me about this batch is not that they were great individuals. Rather, that they were a great team. And when they moved the entire school with them. It is not easy to host India's largest high school MUN, to win both the Chakravarti and the Kamla Jeevan debates, to be crowned as the IPSC tennis champions, or pull off a musical as big and successful as How to Succeed. And all that in 1 year. 6 years ago, this exceptional batch entered the gates of Chandbagh. In these 6 years, they have lived a life that every high school boy dreams of. They have lived a life full of ups and downs, a life of true happiness. They have sat through 5 farewells, sitting saddened by the fact that one day, it will be their turn to walk down these steps, one last time. Disheartened before running their last change in break. Disheartened before playing their last inter-house match. Before singing La Pe Aati Hai one last time in chorus with the school choir. Disheartened before taking the last step out of the main gate as DOS goes. But the important thing is not to be bitter over life's disappointment. Learn to let go of the past and recognize that every day will not be sunny. And when you find yourself lost in the darkness of despair, remember, it's only in the black of the night that you see the stars, and those stars lead you back home. On behalf of the entire school, it is a privilege for me to bid you farewell and all the very best for your future. But remember, goodbyes are not forever. Goodbyes are not the end. They simply mean we'll miss you till we meet again.
These chaps never fail us. I knew he'd do it, but it's a nerve-wracking moment. In the old days, the school captain used to have until founders to polish his prose, but now there's this fast ball called prize giving, which they have to deal with. If you'll bear with us for a moment, we're now going to have a musical interlude, and the choir, accompanied by the orchestra, will perform for us 2 pieces, one in Hindi and the other in English.
You're a man and a